Hey YouTube, Nomad76. So I'm going to do part two of my urban home security. And of course, this could apply to rural, anywhere you live, really, honestly. But just kind of sharing with you guys, like I said, a continuation of things I do to help keep the home safe here in the wonderful suburbia where I live. And to go, and I guess I don't know what you'd classify it as, urban, suburban, whatever. Depends on probably what city and what part of the country you're from. But I tend to watch trends in the area, for crimes, break-ins, things like that, and what kind of things are going on around you. One app that I tend to use, it's a website, but it also has a phone app. It's called Alert ID, and you basically, program in your address and sign up for it, and it gives you alerts of different types of crimes are going on. And you can interact with other subscribers on there in your local area. Maybe ask them, hey, I see there was a burglary by your house. What happened? And kind of online little chat thing there. Talk about it. So it's a good option to kind of keep you aware of what's going on around you, and so you can kind of address those issues. So in front of you here, I'm going to have a few items that I'm going to show you that I use kind of and we're still kind of working on the exterior security, and also talk about a little bit about some philosophies of security, and of course, first to start off is deterrence, right? That we want to deter would-be criminals, thugs or whatnots, to from picking your home as a target. And by doing that, you're preventing the break-in from ever happening, or the invasion or whatever from ever happening to your property. So some of the tools you can use, of course, are lights, because like cockroaches or nasty things, they don't like light, right? Right here in front of you, well, my back patio area had a halogen, just typical incandescent halogen style. Well, the motion sensor on it was acting funny, and it would work sometimes, not work others. So of course I could replace just the motion sensor. You can get those at Lowe's, Home Depot, your typical hardware stores. And but those, they range usually to $10 to $15. I figured, and then I saw this set up at Costco, and they only wanted $36 for it, which I thought was a smoking deal. So it's LED, built-in, 22 years life on these LED bulbs. They're claiming 2,000 lumens. It's super bright. In fact, it's brighter than the halogens I had set up there, with a nice 180-degree detection, which works really well. I've set it up to where pretty much no matter what, if somebody came into the backyard, it's going to light up. It only uses 25 watts, so it's going to save me a little bit of money. Not a lot, because it's motion activated for one. It's only on when there's, someone back there. Now, granted, in the summertime and stuff, when we're spending time in the backyard, I have the ability to turn it off, if I don't need it. It's because I have other lights back there too. But I digress. So another tool I use is these, and these were also a Costco find, and now they have a different one with more LEDs, and I think it holds 4 cells, the AAAs, and it's motion activated. And it also does have the photo cell up there, so it should only be lighting up during the nighttime. It is nice for remote locations where you don't have electricity. It also is, the plus side of it is, and we'll talk about that a little bit, is the fact that if the power is out, it's still going to work. And granted, if you do like what I do to save myself money, and as I use the rechargeable batteries, my 10Gs. I also have some in loops, but I use those for the kids use those in the Xbox remotes, so I don't have to buy a million batteries for those. Save my alkalines for a rainy day. Um, so this is a great tool. There's a lot of, this is, I don't, there's probably no real brand name on here or whatever, but I think you can get the 2-pack of these, and I have one mounted on the side of my house. I'll roll in a picture of that. It's over where my garbage cans are along the side of the house. Kind of nice, nighttime you wander back there, throw the garbage in the garbage cans, it lights up. Doesn't produce a ton of light, but enough to see what's going on. So that's a great tool you can use to help, also my power panel and stuff like that's back in that area. Someone comes trying to mess around back there, and that thing lights up. It may deter them from deciding to continue to mess around back there. Maybe not. If they don't think you're home, they may not care. So move that aside. Another motion activated light. This is actually a gift I'm getting for a family member, but this one is solar, and I got a pretty good deal on this. I can't remember. I want to say it was about 40 something bucks, but Sunforce, pretty popular solar brand. They sell them in multiple different, I think you can get the same style on Amazon. It was less at Costco than it was at Amazon. In fact, I picked them, both up at the same time. This one, like I said, it's got the only 900 lumens with the 80 bright LEDs. I don't know why they have to tell you how many, but and it has the 180, it has a light timer, weatherproof, motion activated, so on and so forth. So, but here also, when we're talking about power outages, you end up, you live in an area that has a lot of winter storms, power outages, things like that. You have a setup like this, and you are going to, sometimes crooks take advantage of those power outages and say, hey, there's no power. People aren't going to have lights. Let's start to, go do some break-ins or try to skulk around, especially if you have outbuildings or something like that. You live in a rural area where people might take advantage of your outbuildings, shops or barns or whatnot, and think they can steal something out of there and use the cover of darkness. Well, you got one of these babies. Doesn't matter if the power's out, it's going to light up and let you know somebody's out there messing around. And then, okay, so moving a little bit inward, and we'll get into some of that in probably some future videos to try to keep this under 10 minutes. This little baby is just a door wedge. It's manufactured by G. There's multiple ones on Amazon. I think so. I got this one. I've got two. I've got one for the front door and one for the back door. And one little disclaimer is that the little rubber grip on here, it works okay in carpeted surfaces. But it doesn't work that great like on tile. Like with the tile, one of my doors, it's not going to stop the door from opening. Like if they manage to jimmy the door open somehow, bypass the lock, they could break the glass and reach in on the back door. It's still, when the door touches it, it's very sensitive. It's going to make that horrible siren sound. Now that still works in the deterrent category, because those loud noises make them decide that time to go. It worse, or in the best situation, let me rephrase myself. In the ideal or less than ideal situation, it doesn't deter them, and they continue forth. At least at this point, it's alerted you. If for some reason you weren't alerted to their presence, on your perimeter, on your exterior of your home, by these lights or by other motion-activated alert sensors, and I'll roll in the link for that video for my Urban Part 1. Check that out, Urban Security Part 1, with the motion sensors. That's basically a driveway alarm system used. An additional sensor added to that, to my backyard area, is going to should give me an alert that something's going on, somebody's there. If that hasn't woken me up, then maybe this will wake me up. Thus, I can, move to investigate and, do what's necessary to protect the home front. So, those are, like I said, that just kind of wrap that up. Work on the deterrent category. One of my later videos is going to be on surveillance. Now surveillance can be used as real time, is hey, you get a motion light, or hey, you get a driveway alarm sensor go off, and you want to see what's going on without having to you know, leave the security of your, you know, bedroom per se, or you know, whatnot. You want to get a heads up of what's going on before you go downstairs, or if you're a single story, however that works, and leave your bedroom. So we'll get into that in part 3. Talk about some options out there and there's tons when it comes to surveillance, and you know, it's getting more and more advanced with some of the technology out there. It's pretty cool stuff, but it is also probably the most costly. It is the most costly in my opinion. I mean, alarm systems are pretty costly too, because you pay for them per month. There's some options out there for that too, some new options. So I appreciate you all watching. This is Nomad 76